So, what is inflammation? Inflammation is a good thing. It's a really good thing. It's our body's natural response to anything really, anything that the body perceives as being foreign. Then there's the immune system creates what's called an inflammatory response, and that is it sends extra blood to the area which causes some heat, might cause some redness, and its white blood cells release the particular chemicals that are required to heal the body. So inflammation is a good thing. Let me be clearer. When inflammation is acute inflammation, it's a good thing. It comes in, does its thing, fights the enemy, and heals your body. When it becomes chronic, that means your autoimmune system doesn't actually switch off afterwards. So it keeps, and it almost starts to attack the body. And this is what's called a chronic inflammation problem. And so they're the two types of inflammations, one good, one bad. They're both affected quite dramatically by your diet. Chronic inflammation, if you remember, that's the type of inflammation that doesn't turn off. It just keeps going. So things such as arthritic conditions and the symptoms from arthritic conditions, autoimmune disorders where the body sort of turns against itself. Another one is asthma, where the airways actually become so inflamed that the breathing is impaired. So, and it's, so I would say they were the main, also the digestive issues such as irritable bowel syndrome and Crohn's disease and things like that. These are all examples of chronic symptoms. So, what can you do? Obviously, you have the option of going down the medical route if you're American, and that's the pills and tablets, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. There's corticosteroids, and these things can be really helpful in the short term, but with long-term use, there tends to be side effects such as gastrointestinal bleeding, heart difficulties, and you sort of get a feel that they're not wonderful for you. So what can we do on a natural level? Most of it is around stress. So what can you think of? What can you do to calm yourself down? Obviously, there's the things like yoga and meditation. I might talk to you a little bit about that a bit later. I've been teaching yoga and meditation for 35 years, and as you can see, I'm still quite I can't imagine what I would be like without it though. That's the thing. So you know what else? Ashwagandha is an amazing, most people haven't heard of it. It's a herb from India that is, I think it's going to be a new class of drugs called adaptogens. And adaptogens adapt to help balance whatever's wrong. And ashwagandha is amazing because it gives you energy and it calms you down at the same time. So you take it just before sleep. And by the way, I think we'll discover as time goes on that sleep is the most important health platform we can use. I think it's so important that we get adequate and effective sleep. Ashwagandha helps with that a lot. And there's things like HTP5, and I'll talk about that later. Obviously, magnesium brings everything down. It helps movement, it helps, it's an anti-inflammatory in itself, especially when applied on the surface of the skin. But look, I've talked a lot about magnesium, and I probably will, so I'm not going to make a fuss about it here. What else I use? I use curcumin or turmeric, again from Indian cooking. It's in a lot of curries, And studies have shown that, so curcumin is the active ingredient in turmeric. So I might use them interchangeably. So turmeric has been found in studies to be more effective than most medications in terms of anti-inflammatory. So I just take that all the time anyway, just in case, you know what I mean, the turmeric. And it's not just straight turmeric. Studies have shown if you can find turmeric with piperine, and it's sometimes called piperine, inside, it makes it 100 times more effective. So piperine is, and sometimes I can't find those. So what I do, if I just have a bland turmeric, I take it with, I put black pepper on it before I have it. So piperine is in the black pepper, and that really helps maintain that anti-inflammatory response in the body. And as I said, sleep, yoga, meditation, cut down on smoking and alcohol if possible. And I think I spoke earlier, I think the main culprit of almost all diseases, and I don't want to get to a conspiracy theory on you here, I think one of the main culprits is refined sugar. It's in nearly everything, so it's so hard to get away from it. It's in all drinks, it's in a lot of our food. Be aware of what you're eating. If you can move to a plant-based diet, there's a lot of evidence that, that your health will improve quite dramatically from that, as long as you keep your protein levels up. So, yoga, meditation, ashwagandha, if you can find it. It's also called Withania somnifera, but I think you'll find it as ashwagandha. Turmeric with piperine. And and maybe the most important, you know, a fantastic one is MSM, which is, I'm not going to try and say it actually. It's a form of sulfur, and sulfur bonds things together. So MSM is so amazing for any pain, and it's, you know, almost all arthritic symptoms. So pain, tension in the body, the ability to be able to loosen the body up. And MSM, we are bringing out a new, can I say this? We're bringing out a new product which is MSM plus magnesium, and you spray it on, and look, we're so excited about it because it does everything that the magnesium does, but more, you know, and better in my humble opinion. So we'll give you a link. Can we make it available when it's not ready, when it's not online yet? Can we make it?
Why not?
Okay, so we'll put a link in. So I can't wait for you to try it. It's MSM, which is a form of sulfur plus the magnesium. So we'll be bringing that out in the next few months, but we'll give you early access if you're interested in giving it a try.
We don't have many yet.
No, we don't have many. So we've got a couple of hundred in already built, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we can get those out. How exciting. So what's the takeaway from all this? What, in this cold and flu season, what are the things that can most benefit you with the inflammatory process, the one that brings about the runny nose, the red, the throat? What can help prevent, and maybe if you're too late, you could bring some of the symptoms down? Mainly stress. Look at yoga, meditation, but then ashwagandha, turmeric with piperine, MSM, so important with magnesium, and get lots of sleep. So magnesium will also help with that as well.